Part 4. Writing. Unit 3. Giving instructions. Review questions. Check your understanding of the important points by answering these questions within 3 main areas: organization, sentence structure, capitalization, and punctuation. Under organization, there are 3 questions, and they are: what are the 4 keys to writing clear instructions? What 2 orders can you use to organize a how-to paragraph? What are some time order signals? Under sentence structure, there are 5 questions such as: what is an independent clause? What is a dependent clause? What is a complex sentence and how do you punctuate one? What is a fragment? How do you correct a fragment? Under capitalization and punctuation, there are 2 questions such as: what are the 4 capitalization rules in this chapter? What are the 4 comma rules that you have learned in this unit? End of Unit 3. Correction. And now let's take a look at the 4 steps of writing. Use time order or listing order to organize the steps. Step 1. Pre-write to get ideas. Use the listing technique. Edit your list. Put the steps in order, time order or listing order, and make an outline. Step 2. Write the first draft. Begin with a topic sentence that names the topic and gives instructions. Add time order or listing order signals to some of the steps. Step 3. Edit the first draft. Edit your paragraph. Step 4. Write the final copy. Write a neat final copy of your paragraph. End of Unit 3. First steps in academic writing. Unit 4. Describing a place. Unit 4. Describing a place. Unit objectives. By the end of this unit, students will be able to practice the pre-writing activity, listing descriptive details. Write space order paragraphs. Use specific details for description. Write space order outlines. Recognize topic and controlling ideas in the topic sentence. And distinguish between cumulative and coordinate adjectives. Also, identify prepositions and prepositional phrases. Descriptions or word pictures. You tell how something looks, feels, smells, tastes, and sounds. You need to become a sharp observer and notice many small details so that you can write a good word picture. Let's take a look at the picture. What kind of person do you think lives or works in the space below? What clues in each picture led you to your choice? Make a list of the clues next to each picture. Use the word list on previous pages. We have picture clues, name of room, and the kind of person. Let's take a look at the word list picture. Let's take a look at the word list for picture 1. We have a lot of different nouns. Bed, bedspread, closet, dresser, drawer, dresser, electric guitar, electronic equipment, electronics, headset, lamp, mattress, pillow, poster, sheet, speaker, sports shoes, and adjectives such as cluttered, disorganized, messy, and open. Listing descriptive details. Place 2. Take a look at this picture. What kind of person do you think lives or works in the place below? What clues in each picture led you to your choice? Make a list of the clues next to each picture. Use the word list on previous pages. Let's take a look at this card here. We have picture clues, name of room, and kind of person. Let's continue. Listing descriptive details, place 2. Let's take a look at a word list for picture 2. Nouns. We have bookshelves, framed award, leather chair, rug, drapes, framed certificate, oil painting, swivel chair, executive desk, guest chair, picture window, and chair. Under adjectives, we have expensive, formal, impressive, luxurious, and expensive. Unit 4, Describing a Place. Part 1, Organization. When you write a description, you tell what something, a person, an object, or a place looks like. There are two keys to writing good descriptions. Key number 1, use space order to organize your description. Key number 2, use lots of descriptive details. Imagine that you are standing in the doorway of your classroom. How would you describe the room to someone who has never seen it? Here are some possibilities. You might start at the left side of the doorway and work your way around the room in a clockwise direction to the right side, ending at the doorway again. Or you might start at the front of the room and go from front to back, first describing the chalkboard, the teacher's desk, and the area around the teacher's desk. Then you might describe the students' desks in the center of the room, and finally the walls and/or windows at the back and sides of the room. Here are some kinds of space order that you can use to write a description. Top to bottom, or bottom to top. Right to left, or left to right. Far to near, or near to far. Outside to inside, or inside to outside. The refrigerator in the picture is described in the model paragraph on the next page. As you read the model, look for phrases that tell you the location of things. The shared refrigerator. Let's take a look at this picture. How would you describe it? The shared refrigerator. I'll read the paragraph for you. My roommate and I share a refrigerator. My roommate's half of our refrigerator is very neat. On the top shelf is a carton of milk, a picture of orange juice, and a bottle of mineral water. These are arranged in a straight line on the shelf. On the next shelf are cans of soda. These are carefully lined up in rows. Orange soda is in the first row, cola in the second, and lemon lime in the third. On the third shelf, he keeps dairy foods such as butter, cheese, eggs, and yogurt. On the bottom shelf sit plastic containers of leftovers. These are neatly arranged by size. The large ones are in the back, and the small ones are in the front. There are 2 drawers in the bottom of the refrigerator. In his drawer, my roommate keeps vegetables and fruit. Each item is in a separate plastic bag in the drawer. In conclusion, my roommate is an organized person, and his half of our refrigerator really reflects his personality. Topic and concluding sentences for descriptive paragraphs. The topic part of a topic sentence for a paragraph of description usually names the person, place, or thing to be described. The controlling idea part usually gives a general impression: beautiful, neat, messy, interesting, unusual, crowded, busy, noisy, and so on. Here are some examples of topic sentences for paragraphs of description. The old house looked ready to fall down. The topic is the old house, and the controlling idea is looked ready to fall down. The cave was a dangerous place to enter. The cave is the topic. Was a dangerous place to enter is the controlling idea. The club was full of young people having fun. The club is the topic. Was full of young people having fun is the controlling idea. The concluding sentence of a description may repeat the idea stated in the topic sentence. In the model paragraph, the writer used different words to repeat the idea that the roommate's side of the refrigerator is neat. It may also give the writer's opinion or feeling about the topic. Here are other examples of concluding sentences for paragraphs of description. In short, I doubt the old house will survive one more winter. My friend and I were very happy when we got out of the cave. To sum up, music, dancing, and flashing lights make clubs exciting and fun. Specific details. The second key to writing a good description is to use specific details. When you describe something, you paint a picture with words. Your goal is to make your reader see what you have described. The way to do this is to use a lot of specific details. Specific means exact or precise. The opposite of specific is too general or vague. The more specific you can be, the better your reader can see what you are describing. Some examples of specific details. Let's look at vague. A lot of money. To be specific, that would be something like $500,000. Or a large house. To be specific, you could say a 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom house. Or you could say a nice car. To be specific, a Lexus. Or jogs a lot. To be specific, jogs 3 miles in the park every day. And a pretty face. To be specific, you could say warm brown eyes, shining black hair, and sparkling white teeth. You plan a space order paragraph the same way you plan a time order paragraph. First, decide which space order to use, right to left, left to right, front to back, and so on. Then, list your details in that order. Finally, make an outline by adding a topic sentence, capital letters to each detail, and a concluding sentence. Here is a partly completed outline of the model paragraph on the shared refrigerator. Complete the outline by filling in the missing main details on your own piece of paper. Use the top to bottom organization of the paragraph to help you select them. I'll read the instructions for you. The shared refrigerator. My roommate's half of our refrigerator is very neat. On the top of the shelf is a carton of milk, a pitcher of orange juice, and a bottle of mineral water. On the next shelf, please fill in the blanks. My roommate is an organized person, and his half of our refrigerator really reflects his personality. Unit 4, Describing a Place. Part 2, Grammar. Unit 4, Describing a Place. Part 2, Grammar. Adjectives. Adjectives describe nouns and pronouns. Adjectives tell what things or people look like, what kind they are, or how many of them there are. Adjectives answer the questions, what kind, which one, and how many. Let's take a look at the 3 kind of questions for adjectives. What kind? For example, the old car with the broken window. Which one? The 4th chapter of the book, his car. Or how many? 12 students or a few students. Here are some of the things to know about adjectives. Number 1, adjectives always come in front of nouns, not after them. For example, 12 talented young musicians. Number 2, adjectives can also follow linking verbs. For example, the verb be. The children are happy. Seem. You seem sad. Look. Brides always look beautiful. Smell. The cookies smell delicious. Candy tastes sweet. Silk feels smooth. Be careful when a compound adjective containing a number comes from a noun. A 6-foot wall, not a 6-feet wall. A $5 bill, not a $5 bill. A 2-year-old child, not a 2-years-old child. When words such as foot, dollar, and year are nouns, they can be plural. The wall is 6 feet high. The book cost $5, and the child is 2 years old. Compound adjective. A compound adjective is 2 or more words that function together as one word. A compound adjective has a hyphen between its parts. For example, 10-week semester, and there's a hyphen between 10 and week. Part-time job and 2-year-old child. Number 4, adjectives are always singular. Never add s to an adjective. It's big feet, not Big's feet. It's terrible memories, not terrible's memories. Number 5, nouns can be adjectives. For example, the English book, some tennis balls, a shoe store, and the Japanese students. 6, proper adjectives. Adjectives referring to nationalities, languages, geographic places, and so on are capitalized, like Egyptian custom, Spanish class, the Cuban government, and Asian languages. Number 7, ing and ed words can be adjectives, such as swimming pool, cooking class, boring class, broken heart. Bored students, sleeping baby, used car, and stolen money. Order of adjectives. When you write several adjectives in a row, sometimes you must put them in a particular order, and sometimes you can choose your own order depending on the kind of adjective. One kind is called cumulative adjectives, and the other kind is called coordinate adjectives. Let's take a look at cumulative adjectives. The poor little black dog. The coordinate adjectives. The wet, cold, and hungry dog. The cold, wet, and hungry dog, and the hungry, wet, and cold dog. Cumulative adjectives. Cumulative adjectives always go before a noun. They must be in a particular order. For example, you cannot write the little black poor dog. You must write the poor little black dog. Do not put commas between cumulative adjectives. Now, let's take a look at the order of cumulative adjectives. Number 1, articles such as demonstrative pronouns and possessives, which goes in this section, could be an, the, this, that, these, those, her, their. Notice the EIR, this is possession, and Mary's. Notice the apostrophe S. This is also a possessive. Let's look at number 2, quantity. We have 2, 50, some, many, and a few. Let's look at number 3, opinion. We have poor, beautiful, interesting, cheerful, and expensive. Let's look at number 4, appearance. We have size, shape and length, and condition. Under size, we have big and little. Under shape and length, we have round, square, short, and long. Under condition, we have rusty, broken, hungry, wet, and cold. Let's look at number 5, age and color. We have old, new, young, black, red, blonde. Under number 6, nationality and religion, we have Guatemalan, European, Congolese, Muslim. Under number 7, material and purpose, we have silk, wood, cotton, gold, metal, swimming, reading, and hiking. Under number 8, nouns used as an adjective, we have shoe as in shoe store, wedding as in wedding dress. Coordinate adjectives. Coordinate adjectives can go before a noun, after a linking verb. You can write coordinate adjectives in any order, and you separate them from each other with commas. Also, comma. When coordinate adjectives come before a noun, you may put the word and before the last one, but you don't have to. When 2 or more coordinate adjectives come after a linking verb, you must put and before the last one. Let's take a look at the examples. Before a noun, and is optional. A hungry, cold, wet dog sat outside our front door. Or you could say, a wet, cold, and hungry dog sat outside our front door. After a linking verb, and is required. The dog was hungry, wet, and cold. Part 3, sentence structure. Prepositions. Prepositions are little words such as of, to, from, in, and at. Most prepositions are one word. A few prepositions are 2 words because of or 3 words in front of. Here is a list of common prepositions. I'll start from the left. About, behind, for, outside, with. Above, below, from, over, without, across, besides, in, sincere, according to. After, between, inside, through, because of. Against, by, near, till, in addition to. Around, down, of, to, in back of. At, during, on, under, in front of, before, except, out, until, next to. Prepositions, writer's tips. Some words, such as to, are sometimes prepositions and sometimes another part of speech. Compare these 2 sentences. We went to the supermarket. We wanted to buy some fruit. In sentence 1, to is a preposition because it is followed by a noun, the supermarket. In sentence 2, the word to is part of the infinitive verb phrase to buy. A preposition is usually combined with a noun or noun phrase to make a prepositional phrase, such as in the house or at 6 o'clock. Some prepositional phrases answer the question where. These are prepositional phrases of place. Prepositional phrases of place are useful in space-order paragraphs to show the location of objects in a description. For example, on the desk, opposite the door, next to the window, in the closet, under the bed, in the middle of the room, in front of the house, in the distance. Other prepositional phrases answer the question when. These are prepositional phrases of time. Prepositional phrases of time are useful in how-to paragraphs to give the order of the steps. For example, at last, before the test, after that, upon arrival, after class, in the morning, on New Year's Day, and at midnight. Other prepositional phrases show possession. For example, the father of the bride, the colors of the rainbow, the name of my boss, the president of the company. Others describe or identify someone or something. The woman with the red hair, the man in the blue shirt, the student from Ecuador, the car with the flat tire. Model. Prepositional phrase of a place in a description. My desk. I'll read the paragraph for you. The inside of my desk looks like a second-hand store. Each drawer is full of junk. In the center drawer you can find paper clips, erasers, pencils, pens, rubber bands, and small bottles of glue. I have a small hardware store in my top drawer. If you want to repair something, you can find whatever you need there. In the second drawer I keep snacks in case I get hungry at night. Small items of clothing are in the third drawer, and the bottom drawer holds my collection of wind-up toys. I play with them during study breaks. I have such a variety of things in my desk that I could start a small business according to my friends. One way to improve your writing is to start sentences with prepositional phrases of time and place. A paragraph that follows the same subject-verb-object pattern for every sentence can be boring. Vary your sentence opening sometimes, starting a sentence with a prepositional phrase. Notice that you put a comma after a prepositional phrase at the beginning of a sentence. The usual pattern would be get 8 hours of sleep before a big exam, and the new pattern, before a big exam, comma, get 8 hours of sleep. Another example of a usual pattern would be I keep snacks in the second drawer. The new pattern would be in the second drawer, comma, I keep snacks. I keep snacks. Please notice that you put a comma after a prepositional phrase at the beginning of a sentence. What is a prepositional phrase, you might ask? If it starts with a preposition, like in these examples, before a big exam, in the second drawer, you must put a comma after the prepositional phrase. Moving a prepositional phrase is also possible in sentences beginning with there is, there are, and there was, there were. The usual pattern, there is a secret hiding place under the stairs. Under the stairs, comma, there is a secret hiding place. The usual pattern in another example is there are several kinds of trees in the park. The new pattern, in the park, there are several kinds of trees. Please remember that if a prepositional phrase in the park or under the stairs starts the sentence, you must place a comma at the end of the prepositional phrase. Using prepositional phrases to vary sentence openings. Sometimes the subject of a sentence can just exchange places with a prepositional phrase of place. This can happen when the sentence contains only a subject and an intransitive verb, a verb that has no object, and a prepositional phrase. In this case, don't use a comma. So the usual pattern, a comfortable chair, subject, verb is prepositional phrase in the corner. The new pattern, in the corner, is a comfortable chair. The usual pattern, a picture of Beethoven hangs above her piano. The new pattern, above her piano hangs a picture of Beethoven. Part 4. Writing. Check your understanding of this chapter by answering the following questions in these 3 key areas: organization, grammar, and sentence structure. There are 2 questions under organization to answer. What are the two keys to a good description? What are some different kinds of space order? There are 3 questions under grammar to answer. Where are 2 places in a sentence that you can find adjectives? What is special about cumulative adjectives? And how are coordinate adjectives different from cumulative ones? There are 3 questions under sentence structure, such as, what is a prepositional phrase? What are 2 types of prepositional phrases and what do they do? And how can you use prepositional phrases to improve your writing? Please answer these questions on a separate piece of paper. Steps in the writing process. Step 1. Pre-write to get ideas. Use the pre-writing technique that is most productive for you. Free writing, clustering, or listing. Make an outline. Step 2. Write the first draft. Begin your paragraph with a topic sentence that names the place and gives a main idea about it. Use an adjective such as big, small, luxurious, messy, beautiful, plain, mysterious, or comfortable. Use space order, right to left, top to bottom, far to near, and so on. And end your paragraph with a sentence that tells your feeling about the place. Step 3. Edit the first draft, which is editing your paragraph. Step 4. Write the final copy, which is write a neat final copy of your paragraph. End of